this long metal tube behind your dryer. We're gonna ram this thing up there and we're gonna shake it around. And we're gonna see what comes out. Sounds like a fun experiment, right? Oh my God. Remember, this is what? This was since July, I think? Yeah, is that the date? Yeah, July 3rd, 2023. See, even though I know what I'm supposed to do, I just don't do it. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through the most crucial home maintenance task that you as a homeowner have to do in order to keep your home in good condition. This video is sponsored by filterbuy.com, where I buy all of my air filters, and you should too. Okay, are you ready to jump into this? Let's jump into it right now. Okay, so the first of 7 home maintenance tasks that you have to do this spring is cleaning your dryer vent. This long metal tube behind your dryer is like, that's where you should be cleaning once a year. In the 14 years I've lived here, I've literally only done it one time. I'm gonna be using this little kit that I got from, you know, the big box store. It's only like 15 bucks. It's got these little rods here and they connect with this brush. And so we're gonna take off this metal tube. Don't worry about it. You don't even need like power tools. You just literally need a screwdriver. We're gonna ram this thing up there and we're gonna shake it around. And we're gonna see what comes out. Sounds like a fun experiment, right? You can use a drill if you want, just to give it a little bit more power. I don't even know what's in there. It's probably full and packed. Even if you don't think you have a blockage, but if it's been more than a year, get yourself one of these and ram it up there. All right, I love making myself laugh. I'm just gonna remove this locking clip here and pull it away, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some lint. It should just loosen right off. Oh, okay, doesn't seem too bad. Now let's do it for the back of the dryer too. Oh, there's my sock I've been looking for. I was wondering, I think this is where they all go. They go to like this magical place behind the dryer. I think cleaning behind your dryer is one of those things that you know you need to do, but you never want to do it. Until you get started, then you can't stop. And when I look back here, it looks like I've had a leak from the washing machine at some point. We're gonna talk about leaks in just a little bit in this video. This is why you've got to monitor around your washing machine and around some of these places where you could get leaks and not even know. Oh my God. All right, let's look at this. Oh, that's gross. That's what we're gonna be cleaning out. We gotta get rid of all that. That's disgusting. Ooh. Oh my God. That's a lot of lint. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can straighten this out a little. Ooh, I feel like there's a little bit clogged right there. So I'm gonna attach this to the drill. I'm just gonna put it right here, loosen up the chuck, insert it. If I can get it in there, yep. Tighten this up. And then see if we can run this through. All right. Oh, that looks clean. Much cleaner. All right, now we can go and do the actual duct. So now that the metal tubing has been cleaned, we're gonna just go ahead and push this all the way through. I've got all of these rods connected because I'm not sure how many I actually need, but we're gonna go ahead and push this through, and I'm gonna take you outside so you can see what actually comes out the other end. Oh, it's already starting to come out. Ooh, it's coming out everywhere. Woo, there it goes. Oh, it might be stuck. It can't possibly be stuck. It's not stuck. Come on, Serena. This needs to come down. This is coming down this spring too. It's falling apart, it's dilapidated. There's nothing that's actually holding this up other than 2x4s. It's not even secured in the ground. That's another DIY project for this spring. I'm gonna push this back inside. All right, so now that we got all of that dust out of there, we can go clean up the inside, put the metal tubing back on, and move on to the next home maintenance task, which is air filters. Let's do it. then we can put a little bend in it like that so it goes straight up to the ceiling. And now we can move on to the next part, the air filters. So if you remember, back when I was working on this utility room makeover, I had stored all my filters here. I had 4 filters at one time, which it actually is more financially advisable to buy all of your filters at once, because if you do, you actually save 5% from filterbuy.com. And also too, with FilterBuy, you can auto ship your filters. So every year you can say, hey, well, February of every spring, go ahead and ship me 4 filters. So I've got 1 left, and so I'm going to be putting this one in. I've got 1 left, and so I'm going to go ahead and make another shipment of 4 so that I can just stack them up and be ready and put reminders on my phone so that I do not forget to change my filters. Remember, this is what? This was since July, I think. And yeah, is that the date? Yeah, July 3rd, 2023. See, even though I know what I'm supposed to do, I just don't do it. But look at this. I mean, this is pretty dramatic. This is, I mean, it's not terrible, but this one you can tell it's you know, it's kind of been through something. And this one, much cleaner, fresher. And here's the thing. There's different MERV ratings that you can get from FilterBuy. So you can get MERV rating 8, and it'll tell you here on the side what it is. This is in 13, but you can get an 8, you can get an 11, 13, and there's also an odor eliminator. I go with the MERV 13 because the higher the number, you're gonna get more filtering of all those small particles and dust and dander and all of that. And so we don't want any of that floating through our air. We want our family to be healthy and to breathe fresh air. I'm gonna make sure that I have the date. I had a pen. I got my pen. We're gonna put this inside, and then that's it. That's it. Actually, no, I lie, because we are gonna put this on the calendar, and I'm gonna show you as evidence that I am putting this baby on the calendar. I'm not coming back here 7 months later, guys. I'm not. All right. Oh, here's another little tip. I always have a problem with knowing what direction to put this in. Now, it does tell you here, there's a green arrow that says airflow, but I can never tell which way the airflow is. So if you hold a string or a thread, you will see which air direction is, you know, is going which direction. But so I know that mine's going from this way to this way, and I like to just put a little arrow on there as just a visual reminder. It just makes it easier for me. So I can pop this back on, hopefully easily. There we go. And then that's it. Again, getting all your filters at one time, you save 5%. The shipping is free, it's quick, and I think it's helpful to have all of your filters available. Oh, my knees are hurting. So let's talk about leaks for a second. So these are the leak detectors that I use for every point in my house where there could potentially be a leak. I actually still need to get a few of them. They can be a little pricey, but they are a godsend. So what happens is if it detects water, it's got 2 sensors here, 1 on each side. And if it detects water, it's going to start beeping. And that's going to let you know, hey, there's water. And so I've got one here by the washing machine. So if there's any water detected, it will let you know. So I'm going to pour a little bit of water here as if there was a washing machine failure. And let's see if it actually picks it up. There it goes. And this thing is not going to stop beeping until you actually remove it from the water and it's cleared. And so that's pretty loud. Now, if you're not home, that's not going to tell you anything if you're not home. You see it's still, yeah. All right, so you definitely want that in your house. These ones are very basic and will not actually text you. You have to be home to hear the beeping, but you will hear the beeping. So definitely put one of these in each part of your house where water could potentially be a problem. I also want to make sure that I'm putting one of these leak frogs behind the toilet. Come to find out, I didn't even have batteries in this. What was I thinking? So I did put some new batteries, and I just leave this here, but here's all the places that you want to make sure that you have leak detectors. Behind every toilet, under every sink, behind your water, near your water heater, near any floor drains, your water main, and don't forget, you want to put one behind your refrigerator. We did the test with the one in the laundry room, but I also have one that sits over here by the water heater. Last year we had a leak coming from the top of the water heater where there was some corrosion, and it dripped down onto the floor. And so I had the leak detector sitting there by the water heater, and we kept hearing this beep, like, what is that noise? Come to find out, it was water that was pulling by the leak detector from the water heater, coming from the top. So we're going to test these today. This is actually a smart leak detector that we've had for several years, and it's a little different because it's got a cord, so we can actually put it down this disgusting little drain here in the floor, and we could make sure that if any water starts to rise from this drain, this is going to tell us. And the cord is also sensitive to water, so if there's any water that starts to get on the cord, then it will let us know. So I just want to test this out. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of water near this leak detector. Those batteries are dead. That's not good. All right, so we want to change. Oh. You poor thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that was pretty pathetic. Wow. Okay, Mr. Leak Frog, we are going to change your batteries. Oh, that couldn't have been any better. That couldn't have been any better of a demonstration. Thank you. There we go. Yay. All right, you can stop. All right, so now that this one has new batteries, we're going to test this one out too and just make sure everything is running smoothly. This one's not beeping, so I don't know if this one actually beeps or if it just sends you an alert via email. But you know, this is the importance of doing these kind of tests, because you want to make sure that you know how they function so you can place them in the right place, you can be alerted, and you're not going to get significant damage to your home. So another area you want to check for leaks is your water main. Now this is our water main. Our house is old. Remember, I live in a 1973 home. This is like the original handles and everything. So when we had a plumber come in, he recommended that we upgrade this so that this water main is not, you know, one of these twisty turny on and off knobs, but just a one single on off. And we actually do have an active leak. If you look closely, you can see that there is a little bit of water. I don't know if you can see this. There's a little bit of water that's dripping here. And it's a very slow drip. Look at that. Look at that. That's a problem. We were quoted probably about $1,200. So I get it. You know, it's very difficult to spend money on replacing, you know, a valve for $1,200. But the fact that this is leaking, and the fact that if we need to actually turn this off, this could be a problem. So, you know, basically you want to go through your house and check and make sure things like this are not leaking. Make sure your water heater is not leaking, it's not corroded. Get the leak protection, the leak detectors, put them in all the spots. In fact, I probably should put one here as well. So I do need to order some more. But yeah, I mean, it's not fun to have to spend money on these kind of maintenance things. And it's something that we tend to just want to forget about. This could be disastrous if there was a reason why we needed to turn the water main off, and suddenly it doesn't function because, you know, it's old and it breaks off and it's had a leak. And so I think just by me talking about this, I hope it inspires you, and it's inspiring me to do something about it. If I need to slide a credit card and pay for it, that's just what I'm going to have to do. It's important. So definitely check those things, your water heater, your water main, make sure that there's no leaks. And if there are, get a plumber in to take care of it for sure. And here's the other thing, make sure every level of your home has a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector, and make sure that you have a fire extinguisher on every level and in the garage. And if you have a shed like I do, there's one in the shed. That's super important. Oh, and also too, I'm planning to get a fire blanket. They're a little expensive, maybe $70, $80, but if you've got a fire on your stove, let's say it's even a chemical fire, I think this fire blanket can just put out any fire. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize here on the side it says date of install 8/18/18, And 10 years would be 8, well, technically 818, 28. I guess I don't do math very well. Cool. Okay, so I know I can go and actually put a reminder in my phone to change this out in 28. Oh, this one is expired. This one was installed October 25th, 2013. So we need a new one. And look, it even says do not paint. And what did I do? Painted over it. We definitely need a new one. Now, another home maintenance task that you really want to pay attention to is doing a roof inspection. So you can come out here, you can look at your roof, you can see if there's any shingles missing. Sometimes what I have done is I've actually looked around my house and I see if there's any missing shingles lying in the grass, because if something has blown in, a storm, you're gonna see evidence of it in your yard. I don't have any missing shingles, but I do have a little bit of moss growing here, and I can't imagine that that's gonna be good for my roof at all. So if I can climb up there once it's safe to do so, I'm gonna probably just see if I can gently clean that off. There might even be landscapers that do it. When you do get a roofing inspection, they will give you a bunch of pictures. I actually had one done several years ago, so I'm kind of due for one. What they'll do is they'll give you like this extensive library of pictures to show you the condition of your roof. So whether you have a leak or not, it's good to have somebody come in just to do an inspection, but you can do your own visual inspection by standing back, having a look, seeing if there's anything that you notice, anything that's curling up, and keep in mind, when did you last have that roof replaced? So if it's been a number of years, it might be time for a new roof. So I'm climbing up on the ladder. I'm gonna do a visual inspection of the roof. I do have a spotter, so I'm safe. You know you shouldn't do that to people on ladders, right? I don't want to climb all the way up here, but I'm just going to do an inspection of the gutters of the roof, make sure I don't see any loose shingles, broken shingles. Again, I do see a little bit of the moss, but maybe during the summer, spring, we'll have somebody coming clean that up. But the main thing with the gutters is that you just want to make sure that there's no leaves, no debris that is clogging them, because if that happens, or if they're pulling away from the fascia board, you could end up with a lot of damage to your foundation. We actually had run into some problems with that and, you know, ended up getting gutter guards. So I do see that there is some debris up here, some moss, not really moss, but just tree stuff that's lying on the screens. We do have gutter shields, gutter guards, that it wasn't very expensive to install, and I think it's been pretty helpful. But you just want to maybe get up here when the weather gets nice, blow that off. Once, you know, right now it's raining, so everything's kind of stuck to the screens, but you just want to kind of make sure that nothing is clogging those gutters, because if it is, you could actually end up with a lot of water damage in your basement, around your foundation, and you don't want that. So gutter cleaning in the spring for sure, and then once fall's done, all the leaves have fallen, make sure that you get all of them out of there. This is disgusting. Ooh, look, you could use that for a toupee. So if you were walking here on the side of my house, you probably wouldn't notice these wooden stakes that are placed every 6 feet or so along the perimeter of my house. What are they for? Well, these are the stakes that the exterminator had put for the termites to make sure that every 6 months, or every year I believe they come, they check these to make sure that they do not have termite damage. And let me show you exactly how they treated my home. So now that you've seen how they treated my house for termites, now you know why these stakes are so important. Because every year they'll come, they'll pull them up, They'll see if they've been eaten by termites. And if they have, then they know that they need to treat again. And I definitely, again, recommend that you get a termite inspection, because it's not a matter of if you'll get them, it's a matter of when. And you don't want to be someone who gets that crazy, crazy bill on how much it's going to cost to repair all the termite damage. So get your annual termite inspection. So I know that it's overwhelming to think of having to do all these things in your home, and these were just 7 things. There's so many more things you have to do to maintain your home, and it's raining on me right now. But listen, I get it, I understand. I have smoke detectors that were outdated. I had no batteries in my leak detectors. I am not perfect. I don't do all of these things, but this video, let it serve as a reminder to you and to me that we have to maintain our house. We have to change the filters. We have to keep batteries in the smoke detectors. We have to do all of these things, and we have to change our HVAC filters. It's for the benefit of our health, our family, and our wallets. We don't want to spend money down the road that we could have saved if we had just done all the maintenance things that we needed to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go to filterbuy.com. They sponsored this video. Remember, you can get 5% savings if you order your filters in bulk. We want to save money, right? And then make sure you do the auto subscription so it shows up on your doorstep every single time. They say they're going to send it quick, and it doesn't cost you any money to get free shipping. So order from FilterBuy, that's where I get my filters. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Now I'm gonna clean all this up and get myself dry because it's raining out here. Thanks for watching. I feel so good. Like, I cleaned my dryer vents today. Like, how awesome is that? And I hope you get yours done. Schedule it. That's the only way you're gonna get it done. Okay, I'll talk to you next video.